Right. Good evening and many thanks for joining us. This is the 16th day of February, the year 2026. Indeed, it is a day that a lot has happened in the world of politics, and in regard to the latest development where the opposition, the united opposition, decided today to visit the office of Inspector General of Police. This is where the IEG Douglas Kanja, where they did not actually meet the Inspector General of Police. The agitated opposition left outraged as neither the Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja nor his deputy showed up to receive them. The latest standoff comes barely 2 weeks after united opposition leaders confronted Inspector General of Police at Vigilance House over investigations on alleged police brutality, attacks on churches, and other arrays of issues. And still on political scene, now the debate about who deserves the second most powerful seat in the land continues to attract interest or intense interest following a new alliance between the Orange Democratic Movement Party ODM and the ruling United Democratic Alliance UDA. So, is the current Deputy President Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki's seat safe? Tonight, we'll be exploring that critical question, and this and many more in our subsequent bulletin tonight.
Time news with Auma Evans.
All right. Tonight, I'm not alone. I'm in full backup of the ever-competent Joy Mtava as our sign language interpreter tonight. Remember, you can follow this broadcast on all of our social media platforms. We are coming to you live on YouTube at KUTV News Live. You can tweet us on X at KUTV_Kenya, at Auma Evans, the hashtag to use, State of the Nation. Alright, so tonight we begin with the matters politics. Now, the united opposition leaders led by Democratic for Citizen Party leader Rigathi Gachagua and Wiper Patriotic Front leader Kalonzo Musyoka today visited Vigilant House seeking answers from Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja over escalating tension with authorities. And as Ateng Kanagunda reports, the IEG and his deputy were no show to receive them, but the opposition leaders have vowed to make regular visits until they are granted an audience.
It was a blow for the united opposition leaders who today marched to the Inspector General of Police offices in Vigilant House after they were denied access to meet the IG. Led by DCP leader Rigathi Gachagua and Wiper Patriotic Front leader Kalonzo Musyoka, the leaders sought a report on investigation concerning the attack of Gachagua in Witima Church, Othaya, Nyeri County during a church service. However, upon arrival, the Inspector General was not present, forcing the leaders to hold a media engagement where, according to Gachagua, the IG was ordered by high authorities not to meet them.
Sisi tumekuwa hapo kwa Inspector General of Police. Tulikuwa tumeagana, tulikuwa pale wiki mbili kwa sababu ya vile polisi walivamia kanisa Othaya kupiga wamama na watoto. Vile Kasongo aliua watoto huko Kiambaa Church, akachoma watoto na wamama 2007. Amerudia hiyo tabia ya kupigana na kanisa na kupigana na wamama. Inspector General akasema turudi leo. Kuisikia tunakuja, akatoroka. Akaambiwa na Kasongo, toroka, usikutane na hao watu.
According to Kalonzo, a letter was issued to the Inspector General office warning that if no actions will be taken to the perpetrators, the matter will further be taken to the international organizations.
National Police Service, mkubwa yake ni Inspector General Kanja. Tulikuwa pale tarehe 30 tukaenda kwa heshima, kwa sababu sisi ni watiifu wa sheria. Tukaitisha kikao na tukaenda na barua ambayo ilikuwa imeandikwa vizuri na Sister Mother Karua. Hiyo barua ilikuwa imepewa nakala sio tu Inspector General, bali William Ruto mwenyewe kama mkuu wa usimamizi wa usalama wa Kenya.
Eugene Wamalwa, the Democratic Action Party of Kenya DAPK leader, said the matter is a human right abuse and violation of civil liberties by the Kenya police, citing a similar occurrence in Kitengela, where ODM leaders were attacked during a rally. The opposition leaders have therefore stated they will return to the IG's office this coming Friday.
Sisi tumemwambia Inspector General Police siku ya Ijumaa tutarudi hapo Jogoo House tukiandamana na wananchi 1,100 ndio ujibu hiyo maswali.
Leo tunataka tuambie Kanja tukiwa Nairobi, IG Kanja, you can run but you cannot hide. Wewe kimbia lakini you cannot hide from accountability. Wewe kimbia lakini utaajibika kwa Wakenya kwa madhambi mliofanya kule Othaya, kudhulumu wanawake na watoto kanisani. Lazima wewe na maafisa wako mwajibike.
Following the attack of Sifuna's meeting by the police in Kitengela, the opposition leaders are now looking forward to stop the act, calling it to be unprofessional. Ateng Kanegunda, KUTV, Nairobi.
All right, thank you, Ateng Kanagunda, for that comprehensive reporting. Now, the identity of the man shot dead at the Linda Mwananchi rally on Sunday in Kitengela has been revealed. According to the family, the 28-year-old Vincent Auma met his untimely demise while he was on his way to a garage along Old Namanga Road, while on his way to pick up a replacement component for a project. It is reported that the bullet struck him just before 6 p.m. Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna has called for immediate action and compensation.
Mimi ni bibi ya Vincent Auma. Nilipigiwa simu jana ati amepigwa risasi akitoka kazi na wafanyikazi wenzake. Alikuwa anatoka kazi. Kuvuka barabara akapatwa na risasi. Nikapigiwa simu ati bwanangu amepigwa risasi na askari akivuka barabara akitoka kazi.
Huyu ndugu yangu jana, mimi nilikuwa nimesikia siwezi fanya kazi. Nikarudi kwa nyumba. Kurudi kwa nyumba nikakaa kwa nyumba. Nikashindwa na kazi. Sasa mimi nikamwambia jamaa chukua hiyo pikipiki uende utumie. Mimi siwezi fanya kazi. Vincent amepigwa risasi. Nikamuuliza umejuaje? Akaniambia naye pia amepigiwa simu. Nikashtuka nikaamka, tukaambiwa tukuja hapa, mwili yake iko hapa.
Now switching gears to matters politics, the debate about who deserves the second most powerful seat in the land continue to attract interest, or rather intense interest, following a new alliance between the Orange Democratic Movement Party ODM and the ruling regime, rather United Alliance Party. Now, politics around the deputy president seat position have continued to dominate the political stage, with signs of internal wrangles over ODM's role in the upcoming talks. Edward Nyamu examines the contest over the DP seat ahead of the 2027 general elections.
Internal disputes have begun to emerge within the new broad-based coalition, with the deputy president seat being the main source of tension within the coalition government. The seat, which appears to be a key pillar in negotiations between ODM and UDA, is reportedly being purposed for ODM to ace the talks.
Umeturuhusu mimi na Daktari Oburu tuongee. Munasema tuongee ama tuongee?
Deputy President Kithure Kindiki has stood firm, dismissing any proposal to remove him from office, as leaders from the Mount Kenya region within government appear to defend him. However, any move to remove Kindiki is said to pose a threat to Mount Kenya votes, with his allies insisting that the seats will not leave the region.
Na niseme nikiwa hapa mlima, hapa katikati ya mlima, ya kwamba Profesa Kithure Kindiki ndiye naibu wa rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya na ndiye atakuwa naibu wa rais 2027 kuelekea 2032. Wale ambao wanatafuta viti watafute viti, lakini wasitafute kiti ya rais na kiti ya naibu wa rais. Na kama kuna mashindano, tuko tayari kushindana na wao. Tuko tayari kushindana na wao.
It has now become clear that ODM is eyeing the country's second highest office, with proposals already emerging, including mining Cabinet Secretary Hassan Joho or Homa Bay Governor Gladys Wanga. However, the lingering question remains, is the president ready to drop Kindiki?
Nataka niambie my brother ambaye sahi ndio kigogo wa ODM, Senator rafiki wangu Oburu Ondinga. Sahi nimwambie kitu ya kwanza, akitaka viti zile zingine, kuna viti mbili hawai kuitanja hata kidogo. Kiti ya rais wa Kenya ambaye ni ya William Ruto na kiti ya makamu wa rais Profesa Abraham Kithure. Kwa sababu miaka 2 iliyopita wakati ule makamu wa rais wa zamani alitimuliwa, tumeona ile kazi rais wa Kenya William Ruto na Profesa wamefanya.
The politics surrounding the deputy president seats ahead of the coalition talks have begun to divide leaders within government, and President Ruto now appears to be facing a tough task in distributing government positions to his advantage as the country heads towards the next general election.
Tunataka mpwani awe pale, manake tunaangalia 2032. Ndani 2032 tuna imani kijana Ali Hassan Joho ataunda serikali hii.
Na sisi twajua Waziri Hassan Joho atapeleka kura nyingi kushinda yule deputy president yuko.
Tetea Oburu, tetea, tetea, tetea chama chungwa, tetea Oburu, tetea Joho, tetea, tetea, tetea chama chungwa, tetea.
Kenyans now remain spectators as opposition's politics continue to gain momentum across the country. Edward Nyamo, KUTV.
And now matters education. The National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula reaffirms government or rather parliament's commitment to protecting the National Government Constituency Development Fund NGCDF, describing it as a vital public resource that addresses community needs. Speaking at Pete Girls Secondary School, Wetangula emphasized that the fund complements county governments, empower local decision-making and support projects in education, infrastructure and social amenities. Wetangula praised the school's academic achievement and urged leaders to safeguard initiatives that benefit learners and vulnerable communities.
Naona hii shule imejengwa na CDF na Mama Roida, hii ndio huwa nawaambia bunge lazima to protect NGCDF, na tunaunga mkono uamuzi wa koti ya upeo kwa kusema ya kwamba CDF is not in competition with the national government or with county governments. It is protected money from the national government kusaidia mashinani. Na mimi kama speaker wenu nitaendelea kuwaunga mkono kwa sababu bila CDF mungengojea mpaka mtu moja kule Nairobi afikirie ndiye akuja ajenge jengo kama hili. Lakini CDF tukiweka, tunaajia mama kama mbunge wenu na nyinyi wenyewe kuamua ni nini mnataka kujenga. Kuhakikisha CDF uchumi ikikua, CDF pia inapanda, ili tuje tutengeneze classrooms kama haya.
Right. Now, normal operations at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport were brought to a standstill due to workers' strike in the aviation sector led by the Kenya Aviation Workers Union. The Kenya Airports Authority has confirmed delays in several departures and arrivals, while major airlines have been warned passengers about schedule changes. The dispute arises from a labor standoff between the Aviation Workers Union and the Civil Aviation Authority of Kenya, with the union pushing for salary reviews, implementation of collective bargaining agreement, or if you prefer the acronym CBA, and permanent positions for contract employees. Moving on now, Kenya and Egypt will encourage their private sectors to leverage synergies, diversify trade product, and expedite the establishment of Kenya-Egypt Joint Business Council. This is according to Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi while hosting Dr. Abdulatif, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Immigration and Egyptian expatriates of the Arab Republic of Egypt, who is in Kenya on an official visit. The two governments also signed 12 bilateral agreements during the visit, which according to Mudavadi will greatly increase cooperation in a number of important areas such as trade and investment, education and research, technology, governance, gender equality, youth empowerment, maritime affairs, telecommunication and ICT, space cooperation, housing and urban development, and sustainable development.
Egypt is pioneering on promoting peaceful and diplomatic solutions. We are always against military solutions to settle down differences, and this is what we are doing in Palestine. It was Egypt who conference and to end the war in Gaza. The same applied in Libya, the same applied in Sudan, in Yemen, in the Horn of Africa. We are here to promote peaceful solution.
Now 18 minutes past 9 o'clock, time to take our very first break here on Primetime News. Remember, I still have much and more lined up for you after the break.
A new era, a new people. This is the Law Matters Show. A program that brings you legal sensitization on your television.
My statement is written and just the quote the prosecution.
I think that this loss is a setback for Raila Odinga.
What policy recommendations were fronted by the candidate?
With diversity, we demystify important legal issues locally, regionally, and internationally.
What Tanzanians.
Join me, Elvin Onsongo, as I bring you more insights on law matters.
We are looking at social issues. What is the problem? Is it the economy? Is it...
Law Matters Show, creating awareness, advocacy, and enhancing lives.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Auma Evans.
Welcome back and thank you for keeping it prime time news. Now let's continue to inform you, shall we? Now tourism resilience took center stage in Nairobi as Kenya hosted the 4th Global Tourism Resilience Day at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, with stakeholders pushing for stronger policies, regional cooperation and innovation to cushion the sector against climate shocks and global crisis. Edna Nerea reports from KICC.
Kenya reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening the tourism sector as Cabinet Secretary Rebecca Miano joined global stakeholders in Nairobi for the 4th Global Tourism Resilience Day, focusing on climate adaptation, crisis preparedness, and sustainable industry growth. At the event, the Cabinet Secretary for Tourism and Wildlife, Rebecca Miano, emphasized the need for stronger tourism resilience frameworks, urging stakeholders to invest in sustainable practices, climate adaptation, and innovation. She noted that protecting the sector from global shocks is key to safeguarding jobs, livelihoods, and Kenya's economic growth.
Tourism remains one of the world's most consequential economic drivers in Kenya. It is one of the key economic pillars. It supports millions of jobs, especially for women and the youth. It also fosters cultural exchange and global understanding. The tourism sector in Kenya has demonstrated remarkable recovery post-COVID-19 pandemic.
Rebecca Miano reaffirmed Kenya's commitment to positioning the country as a global leader in resilient tourism, calling for data-driven planning, climate-smart investments, and inclusive growth to protect jobs and shield the sector from future global shocks.
The government is continuously implementing strategic interventions to increase international and domestic tourism numbers through promotional campaigns, including digital awareness and conversion marketing campaigns. We have also embraced collaborative campaigns with online travel agents, participation in international trade and exhibitions.
Speaking at the 4th Global Tourism Resilience Day in Nairobi, Edmund Bartlett, Jamaica's Minister of Tourism, urged governments to institutionalize tourism resilience through research, sound policies, and crisis preparedness framework.
The private sector strengthens continuity and crisis response. Communities deepen safety nets and local linkages. Universities drive research, training, and innovation. Young people see tourism not only as employment, but as a future, skilled, modern, and resilient. This day is not about ceremony. It is about capability. It is about standards. It is about systems. And it also strengthens South-to-South cooperation, because the global South cannot afford to confront global risk in isolation.
Leaders at the forum pledged concrete action to entrench resilience in national tourism policies, warning that without urgent climate adaptation and crisis preparedness, the sector risks severe disruptions that could undermine livelihoods and global economic recovery. Edna Nerea, KUTV, Nairobi.
Let's stay on tourism sector for a bit. Now, hotels in Mombasa are turning to body and mind wellness services to attract a new generation of travelers. The hospitality sector along the coast is entering a new phase of transformation as hotels focus on wellness offerings that appeal to travelers seeking relaxation and better health. The shift has gained momentum following the opening of a modern wellness center in one of Mombasa's hotels, combining therapy with fitness activities. Hotel management says changing travelers' preference have driven the investment, while government through Tourism Cabinet Secretary Rebecca Miano continue to strengthen coastal tourism as a key economic driver.
What this entails, or the essence of fitness, is about wellness. when the guests travel to our facility, we usually give them, or we give the essence of the fitness. Here we take our guests along to the fitness studio where we do the health and wellness training, which entails or includes weight training, Zumba, aqua aerobics, beach jogging, beach walks, and also even outdoor activities. So this one will make them healthy.
So for me and my friends, one thing that is very important is that we have to go and spare one day just for ourselves, our bodies, to get back our energies.
See that there's a lot of demand for that currently with the current scenario where people want to travel but also want to look at not just spending time on the beach or immersing in a cultural activity, but as well as looking after their wellness.
Now let me take you to Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. Now African women and children must be empowered to realize their full potential. This is according to First Lady Rachel Ruto, who was speaking at the 30th Organizational Conference in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. According to Rachel Ruto, President of the African First Ladies for Development, women around the continent have shown remarkable fortitude in the face of economic conflict and climate change, noting that despite Kenya's location in the equatorial belt and the fact that some areas receive enough rainfall, 80% of the nation is categorized as desert and semi-arid, dry terrain, rendering it extremely susceptible to climate shocks and food instability.
The story of the African woman remains consistent to this day. Resilience is not accidental. It is cultivated. It is protected. It is led. If we fail Amina, Nasarian, and their mothers, then the offices we occupy and the titles we carry become hollow echoes. Our true legacy will not be written in declarations, but in whether these girls grow into women who are educated, safe, economically empowered, and able to shape a sustainable future for their communities.
Now time for sporty action. Now the European Cup competition, that is the UEFA Champions League, are set to resume tomorrow in the knockout stages, kicking off are the evening fixtures where the Galatasaray will be at home against Juventus, with both sides seeking victory. The match will start at 8:45 East African time. Elsewhere, AS Monaco will host champions Paris Saint-Germain starting at 11 p.m, while Jose Mourinho's side Benfica will have a chance to eliminate Real Madrid after defeating them in their previous encounters, as Borussia Dortmund will wrap up their fixture against Atlanta. It's a wrap. Let's do this same time, same place tomorrow by the grace of God. Until then, do have a lovely night, and thank you so much for keeping us company in the last 30 minutes or so. To the men and women behind the scene, a big salute to all of you, and of course to our esteemed viewers for always tuning in, and of course for your precious input. Now, let's have a lovely night and see you next time.